Hey, what is up, mortals? It is Hazel here with a new video for you. In this video, we'll dive into the information on the Reaper Princess from the Love After World Domination anime. I just wanted to greet you guys by saying, just sit back and relax. You're in for a treat. So let's get started. A hero organization forms to protect the world from the shadow organization seeking world domination. These two opposing forces have been locked in combat and fighting each other, and this fight will continue to rage on. There's only a slight issue that might threaten this dynamic. The villain, Reaper Princess, and the hero Red Gelato have fallen in love. As you may have heard from our previous video on this anime, Love After World Domination is a superhero-themed romantic comedy with sci-fi and action elements. If you haven't seen the video about Red Gelato, feel free to go and check it out if you enjoyed this one. Warning! This deep dive will contain spoilers for the show and the manga. You have been warned. In this deep dive, we'll be looking at the next main character, Desume Magahara. She's the Deuter antagonist in the anime and is a villain working for the shadow organization known as Gecko. She works under the alias of the Reaper Princess when working as a villain for them. In the Japanese dub, Desume is voiced by Ikumi Hasegawa. She's previously voiced for characters such as Sorain Matsuyama in If My Favorite Pop Idol Made It to the Budokan, I Would Die, and in the anime bottom tier character Tomozaki as Minami Nanami. Meanwhile, in the English dub, she is instead voiced by Lindsay Seidel. Lindsay has also voice acted in other English dubs as characters such as Nagisa Shiota in Assassin Classroom and Ruka Urushibara in Steins Gate. The Reaper Princess has been engaging in a taboo relationship with the hero organization squad team leader Red Gelato, known as Fudo Aikawa. This pairing may seem unusual, but the nature of the relationship will be explored later. Focusing on Desume's overall appearance, she tends to have a conflict in fashion between her casual clothing and her uniform as the Reaper Princess. Usually, she's a beautiful high school student with blonde hair and green eyes, and she demonstrates a good taste for clothes when not geared up for battle. One of her casual outfits is seen as combining a short-sleeve white t-shirt with a dark gray crop top layered on top. She also wears a cute orange skirt with chunky platform sandals for a choice of shoes. However, when dressed up for her alias as the Reaper Princess, her uniform, also known as her Gecko battle gear, is a revealing black demon-style outfit with bunny-like ears. The shadow organization she works under, the Secret Society Gecko, is a secret evil organization that seeks world domination. This, of course, puts them at odds against the hero organization's desire for world domination. This includes Red Gelato's team, the Freezing Sentai Gelato 5. You may be wondering about the intentions behind the shadow organization's hunger for power and what their plans are. As it turns out, negative emotions that come from humans can be used as a power source to create monsters. They often target public places such as theme parks to harvest these negative emotions, attacking them to create panic and fear. So we get back to our earlier burning question of why the Reaper Princess would fall in love with and start dating the enemy team's leader, Red Gelato. Did he convince her to try turning over a new leaf and work as a double agent? Does she think she can lure Fudo over to the side of villainy? No, none of the above. Firstly, the decision behind joining Desume's occupation as a villain wasn't her choice to begin with. Her parents were former members of Secret Society Gecko, so she ended up in the same occupation as them, despite having no previous desire or ambition to join the Shadow Organization. Secondly, while it was first love for Red Gelato, the Reaper Princess didn't believe Fudo's confession of love at first sight. She thought he was trying to trick her and manipulate her by taking advantage of her lack of experience in romance. There were also various rumors about herself that she was self-conscious and believed made her undesirable. The nickname she gained before becoming a villain, the monster Desume Magahara, didn't help this. As a young child, she already had great strength. She was so strong that no dojos were willing to take her until she met her mentor, Daigo Todoroki. Daigo mentored her for 3 years and acted like a brother figure to Desume. However, her physical power earned her the monstrous nickname when she defeated her mentor in a battle, causing the unintentional closing down of the dojo. Trying not to damage Desume's reputation further, he often attempted to claim to others that he wasn't fighting at his full strength and was holding back. She gained from when she previously defeated her mentor, Daigo Todoroki. However, Daigo told others that he was not giving everything in that battle not to hurt her image. Of course, this doesn't erase the effect these things have had on Desume's self-image. This may also be perhaps one of the reasons she turned down a promotion to become a monster within Secret Society Gecko. So, against all of this, how did Fudo get Desumi to open up her heart? He had done quite thorough research, and he was also an enthusiastic follower of her social media account. By observing her posts and how she behaved outside her career as a villain, he was also able to see her true self and confidently say that he didn't believe in the rumors about her. Moved by his honesty and his sincere feelings for her, she placed his trust in him as she accepted his love for her, and they began their relationship together. Despite being star-crossed lovers who have to hide the fact they're a couple from their friends, colleagues, and the rest of the world, they seem dedicated enough to each other to get through it all. The loyalty and the trust Desumi has towards Fudo are proven during one of their many dates together. Unfortunately, at a time when Fudo still wasn't sure how the dating scene worked and had taken advice from a drunken squad member, their date ended up being ever so slightly lackluster. Towards the end of it, Desumi excused herself to go to the restroom, and Fudo was left to slowly find out and realize the mistakes he made during the outing he had planned for them. The evening grew into a darker night, and it seemed as if Desumi was taking a long time. Was she not returning? Her absence made Fudo panic that she had been hurt by their unromantic date and silently left him behind because of his thoughtlessness. Instead, he had focused on showing her all the things he was interested in, such as attending a gym, jogging, and other workout-related activities that wouldn't constitute a traditional date. However, despite Fudo's concerns and the fact that their time spent together may not have been seen as perfect or preferable in the eyes of others, she did return. Desumi returned to Fudo and held out the drinks she bought with a smile. She had grabbed them something to quench their thirst after working out together. When Fudo seemed guilty for not giving her a proper date, or at least the one he felt she deserved and wanted to provide her with, Desumi reassured him and insisted that she didn't mind their unusual date. The fact that they could spend time together at all was enough for her, and she enjoyed every moment of being with him. It shows that once you're able to lower the defensive walls of the villainous Reaper Princess and gain her trust, you will find a loving, forgiving, and open-minded girl named Desumi. Together, she and Fudo managed to find a healthy attachment to focus on and dedicate themselves to out of their work. Together, their previously hidden qualities shine, and they truly bring out the best in each other, even if they sometimes get into the typical misunderstandings and arguments that follow any loving couple. One example of a conflict that came between these two is one forged by jealousy caused by Fudo's popularity. Fudo's strength and honest nature are likely big points for why others take an interest in him, and he seems close with some of his female teammates. It is also discovered that Pink Gelato, Haru Arisugawa, has a crush on him. This closeness with the girls in the cast causes Desumi to be wary of how popular Fudo is at times. She previously grew jealous of the attention he was getting from them, which sparked her to ask Fudo out on the unusual date they went on together. The closeness that the other girls in the cast, especially Fudo's fellow team squad members, is likely a sensitive spot for Desumi because of her previous lack of confidence in herself. She's also had to deal with not being able to spend as much time with him, having to hide their relationship, and trying to learn when to instantly switch from romance to combat on a dime if they try to spend time together during a battle. This video is sponsored by Skillshare. With the services Skillshare provides, you can get access to many in-depth tutorial videos on basically anything you want to learn. Each class that they have is bound to help you with your creative endeavors. Do you want to learn how to make videos like this one? Do you want to learn how to write scripts or edit audio? Skillshare has you covered. And with our link, you can have a 14-day free trial. So what are we waiting for? Click the link now and get 14 days worth of classes free. Link in description below. We should get back into our deep dive, focus on the Reaper Princess, and get into her personality. As hinted previously, beneath the facade of acting as a villainous Reaper Princess, Desumi seems to be an ordinary high school girl. She would likely have chosen another path outside of villainy if it wasn't for her parents. Her physical strength has caused others to become fearful and cautious of her, but she isn't one you should indeed be afraid of. Spreading fear and misery is just an unfortunate job she's been stuck in. Outside of her work, she is a kind person who puts others before herself. Desumi is the kind of person to sacrifice herself for others, and she truly cares for the safety of those she cares for. So while her coworkers may speak behind her back or add to the terrible rumors about her, she can maintain a solid outer shell as if to appear unaffected by this. She has developed a deep trust for Fudo. She finds comfort in knowing her secret boyfriend wouldn't betray her or begin to have eyes for another, despite the distance and strain that it sometimes imposed on the relationship, thanks to its taboo nature. Her strength has caused many of her colleagues within the secret society Gecko to fear her, which is likely the trustworthy source of the rumors surrounding her. It doesn't seem to be out of intentional malice towards her most of the time, at the very least. Which may raise the potential question of if the fear and negative emotions of the members within the shadow organization of Secret Society Gecko also count as an energy source. Perhaps there is an internal system of energy generation that isn't limited to terrorizing the populace. It's unclear. While jealousy has been known to grip her heart, mainly when Fudo receives attention from other women, these feelings aren't formed from a lack of faith in her lover. Instead, they stem from her lack of self-confidence in her image, and she has a habit of questioning if she is good enough. There is always some fun to be found in breaking apart names and finding out their meanings to see if we can get a better perspective and understanding of a character. Let's look at her villain alias first. Within the shadow organization of Secret Society Gecko, they have particular role names for different ranks of their members. For example, within a squad, the leader is given this title of Monster, a promotion Desumi rejected as previously mentioned, and a princess who works under them. Each princess and monster also get a unique theme or aspect connected to their rank that defines them. For example, the Reaper Princess. The members of Secret Society Gecko, who either start as monsters or as promoted princesses, will participate in a surgery that combines and modifies their bodies with an animal to obtain even greater power. The theme and initial imagery of a Reaper in this case are perhaps due to the skull imagery in her Gecko battle gear. Her mask looks like a stereotypical simplified skull. She also has other small skull accessories incorporated into her design. Her shoulder pads are also fashioned to look like skeleton hands. These pads likely help hold her ragged, dark red cape on. However, a potentially unusual choice of weapon that the Reaper Princess has been seen using appears to be some flail. This may feel out of place when used with her assumed theme of a Grim Reaper, as those characters are more commonly seen wielding scythes. In addition, the bunny aspect of her outfit may also feel as if it is complicating her theme. However, the rabbit theme of her outfit in particular could be a symbolic connection between her design and red gelatos. Fudo's hero costume is a bright red, and his line during his roll call involves strawberries. Strawberries tend to be often seen as a spring fruit, and strawberry picking is a popular activity within Japan. The rabbit has also been previously seen as a symbol of spring. The rabbit spirit animal has always been a symbol of prosperity, abundance, and fertility. This may further tie the Reaper Princess's design with red gelatos, as strawberries have their history with love and romance. So what about the unusual weapon choice that she is sometimes seen with? Well, it may be that her weapon design may not be strictly based on the medieval European flail. For example, we know the chigiriki in Japanese weapons with similar features. The chigiriki is also a flail weapon. Alongside wood or bamboo, these flails have also been made out of iron. This seems to be the one Desume may have or is based on. The chigiriki is a staff with an iron weight and a chain on the end, which certainly sounds familiar, doesn't it? While the spiked ball flail some may be more acquainted with typically seems to have a short chain, the chigiriki is often seen with an exceptionally long chain instead, which matches the weapon the Princess Reaper uses. The reach of her weapon is undoubtedly impressive in her battles. The medieval European flail was once a variation of an old farming tool. This potentially is what links her weapon together with her Gecko battle gear, tying old symbolisms of agriculture, fertility, and spring while giving it a more Japanese twist. Of course, this is simply speculation, but it is certainly interesting to see how many layers we can begin to uncover and join together when we go looking. Moving on to her regular name, Desume Magahara, let's take a moment to break that down. The name Desume combines desu, meaning death, and mi, which means beautiful. So depending on how you arrange those words, you could read into it further as meaning beautiful death or death is beautiful. This seems to help tie closer to her villain name as the Reaper Princess and highlights that she is fashionable and a typically pretty young girl outside of her Gecko battle gear. The symbolism of beauty is entwined with the themes of death and is an interesting one. They somewhat give off the impression of a dangerous seductress. These images may be why her villainous outfit is so revealing, and it may be taking inspiration from the mythological creature, the succubus. Meanwhile, her surname Magahara also has multiple meanings when split apart and analyzed. For example, Maga has the symbolic meanings of curses, evil, sorrow, calamities, and misfortune behind it. This seems to tie closely to her role in the story as a villain working for an organization set on world domination through spreading fear and misery. Hara instead refers to a plain or a field, perhaps grounding her character in the sense of normality. And again, you could also argue that this brings us back to fertility, grass, and spring themes. Let us all hope that the more ominous meanings behind Desumi's name aren't foreshadowing anything potentially tragic or unfortunate for her relationship with Fudo or her general future within the anime and manga. The misfortune she faced as a young girl that caused the closure of her mentor's dojo is hopefully where most of her unhappiness ends in her life. When acting as the Reaper Princess, she uses her physical prowess to her advantage when engaging in battle with others. In this way, it's said that she has almost superhuman strength and can send red gelato crashing through a wall made of concrete. Perhaps because of her childhood training at a dojo before she unintentionally had it shut down. She's an expert in hand-to-hand combat. She can beat up any delinquent she comes across and some of the squad members from Freezing Sentai Gelato 5. Amongst the members within the shadow organization of Secret Society Gecko, the Reaper Princess is also the only member to have ever made a direct hit against Red Gelato. However, this is claimed to be thanks to her brute force strength rather than her actual skills in combat. Also, she is the first Secret Society Gecko member to land a direct hit against Fudo. She has abundant stamina and rarely gets exhausted while constantly swinging powerful attack after powerful attack at her foes. However, when she tries her ultimate attack, this seems to be where her limits finally begin to show as she does start to become tired afterward. This likely proves how powerful her final attack truly is. All in all, Desume, our Reaper Princess fighting for the shadow organization of Secret Society Gecko, is a complex character who we shouldn't let ourselves judge from her cover. However, her love for Fudo and trust in him seem to be standing just as strong as the passion and admiration he also holds for her. So let us all support their relationship together. Just don't tell anyone. Thank you all for indulging yourselves in all this information thus far. I hope you enjoyed it. Now there are a few more things that I'd like to go over before the video ends. Firstly, if you're in the mood for some great storytelling, We the Celestials have got you covered. Our We the Celestials, My Hero Academia, and Naruto What If channels retell the story of their namesake anime with a twist. Check it out if you're interested. Secondly, on behalf of We the Celestials, I'd like to thank everyone involved in the production of today's awesome content. Their details can be found in the description below. Lastly, if you're interested in what we do here at We the Celestials, then I'd like to extend you an invitation to join the team. The only caveat being that we only accept members from 16 years and up to join our crew. You can sign up for whichever category fulfills your interest by joining the recruitment Discord using the link in the description below. We're always looking for members to join us. Well, that's it from us for today's video. So thank you all for watching, and have a great day.